Hello, I'm Seek97. In this episode of Dreamweaver website building, I'll be showing you how to create a navigation bar, and for this example, I'll be creating a Spry menu bar, which is like a kind of menu bar where if you highlight it, it changes colour, and it can have drop-down menus that appear, and you can also click. So I'll be showing you how to create that and change the colours of this, and also change the links. So if I want to go to images, click the images one, and it takes me to the images page. So we're doing that this episode. So first thing we need to do is to input this Spry menu bar. So we need to navigate to our index page, and here we don't want to click, because as you saw it was just above the website of what header, but underneath the header image, but it wasn't there. Sorry, it wasn't actually above there, it was in the code in the header div tag. So it wasn't in the content, it was in the header, because then it'll be above this, so it won't be affected by like the padding and stuff, and it will just be in line, and it'll be working correctly. So we need to, on the code, select that area, so just before the end tag of the header, select that area, and now we need to go to insert and hold down onto that menu and go to Spry, and then scroll down to Spry menu bar and click it, and then choose horizontal, click OK, and a lot of this code should appear. But if we go to design, you can see a Spry menu bar has been added, so now we can like edit the size, the colours, and the links. So now we're going to edit these items. So it says item 1, item 2 and stuff. We're going to change that to be our own custom menu option. So we're going to click this little blue bit above it, and it should, a little like dialogue at the bottom should appear. And first we want to edit item 1, and first we want to take out all of these, and I want to change this to be called home. And then this link, so the link of it, I want to be index.html. And then title is what appears when you hover over it, but I'll leave that blank. And target is if it's a new tab or not. I won't have a new tab, I'll just leave it blank. Next one is item 2, which I want to change to contact us, which I'll be doing in a future episode. The link of it will be called contactus.html, which I'll create in a future episode and leave just blank. Item 3 will be called gameplay, but this actual menu, so this higher tier menu item won't have a link, but it has to have a link, so we just put hash, which means it doesn't go anywhere. And then for the sub menus, so item 1, item 2 and stuff, we want to take away these, and we want to create, first one's my gameplay, so that will be like how to import YouTube videos, which I'll do that in a future one, and call that my gameplay.html. And then the second item will be other gameplay, and that will be called other gameplay.html, and I'll be creating that another time, and delete that. And then item 4 will be tutorials, again no link, and then we need to add a second tier name and call that my tutorials, and the link will be my tutorials.html. Another one called other tutorials, and then that will be other tutorials.html. And then we want to add a new higher tier one, and we want to call that videos. So this would be like how to import videos that are in a local server, so upload to server as opposed to on YouTube or something. And we'll call that videos.html. And then the very last one is going to be called images. So these are going to be where you can input images that are bigger than they should be and resize them within HTML. And we're going to be calling that images.html. And that's our Spry menu bar, like done, like all the names and stuff. So now you can get on to editing the colour and the size. So now when you hit save, it will say here copy dependent files, which are needed for this Spry menu bar to work. So we click OK, and at the top it will import, well not, I call it importing, but it will say like a few scripts to import, and on the files it create a new file called Spry assets, which has all our Spry menu bar stuff in. So now we can go on to editing it, and by edit it I mean firstly the size, so the size of each of this whole menu bar, and how this edits size is by editing each individual menu tab, the main tabs, to be the same size as each other. So what I want to do is to make this so that so size that where all the 6 of these will fill up this whole menu thing. So I know that the container is 960 pixels wide and there's 6 tabs, so 960 divided by 60 is 160. So if we go into our CSS styles, and we need to go to Spry menu hotbars onto CSS, and we need to go to the third one, so ul.menu horizontal li. Make sure it's the li one, it's very important. Scroll down to width, and we want to change this to 160, and em, we can change that to pixels. And you can see that menus fill up the whole thing because each individual is 160 pixels, and 160 times by 6 main tabs equals 960, which fills up the whole container. And now the next thing we want to do is to edit the drop down menu. So this, if it's got like a menu off it, like gameplay, it had my gameplay and other gameplay, I want to change that, but I want it to be different to what my website was at the start, and that is though that it's smaller than the main tab. So we want to go to back to the CSS styles, and we're going to go to menu bar horizontal ULLI, and we want to change the width. We'll first put that to pixels, and remember that the main one's 160, so I'll put this something like 140. And now if I just do a live view, don't pay attention to like the blue hover I'll be talking about later, but as you can see, in my gameplay bit's 160 pixels, and then no, the gameplay bit, sorry, is 160 pixels, and then my gameplay, another gameplay, is 140, because you can see that it's smaller than the top ones. And now the next thing we want to do is the colour. So that's the colour of, first colour we want to do is the colour of each the menu bar. When you're not hovering, it's just by itself, so there's no mouse hovering over the options. So we need to go back to our CSS styles and go down to UL menu bar horizontal A, just A by itself, and it's got background colour and colour. So background colour is the colour of the background, and colour is the colour of the text. So I want to put the colour of the text to black, so 000, and then the background colour, I want that to be this lightish grey, which is hashtag CCC. I think that's Twitter words, but still. Anyway, so then that's that colour. So if we go to live, we can see it's that colour, but when we hover it's blue, so we're going to change that blue now. But as you can see, that when we're not hovering, it's the darker grey that we want. And now what we want to do is edit the colour when you hover. Now if you go below there, there's 3 more A's, or like main A's, and there's these ones which are like the actual sort of animation of it. And but the ones we want to look at is A hover, menu bar horizontal dot A focus, and then the one below it, which is a bit longer. We don't want to hover the top, edit the top one, because that does nothing. I've noticed that if I edit that, it does nothing, but if I edit this bottom one, it sort of overwrites this one with these colours. So you want to edit the third one, so 2 below that A, and basically I want the colour to be white and the background colour to be darkish grey. So now if you go to live, you can see it's a lightish grey, and if you hover, it goes to dark grey, and the text changes to white, and that applies to here and to the second tier menus. So that's our Spry menu bar done. So now we can test it, but as you can see that here it's got a star next to one of these files here, which are dependent to this, which means they're not being saved. So if we go to File, Save All, it saves them, and now we can take off live, and then we can preview in Chrome. And as you see, it's Spry menu works, and it changes colour when you hover, and the drop down menus work, and they are short. The second tiers are smaller in width than the first tiers. So now we know our Spry menu bar works. Thanks for watching this episode by me. If you liked it, please like the video. If you've got any more questions, put them in the comment section below, and please subscribe to my channel, as that supports me a lot. I'll have the names of the 4, I think there's four things in the Spry menu bar horizontal.css that you need to edit. Well, you should only really edit, other things you shouldn't really touch. As well as I could put the colours, but I probably won't. And also in the next upcoming videos of this series, I'll be doing each web page that we created here. So that will be the contact form, the gameplay, so like the mine gameplay, other gameplay, so that's and the tutorial, so that'll be all the YouTube videos. Then videos, which is like local video files, and then images, which is images that are quite big and you want to resize them without using like a photo editor. So hopefully I'll see you guys next episode.